All right, guys, how's it going? Now, before I get into this video, I just want to let you know I'll be live on here this evening at 6 o'clock UK time if you want to come along for a natter about all things LFC. We'll do about an hour or something like that. And I'm also, planning on doing that on Thursday as well. So Tuesday and Thursday, 6 o'clock UK time this week. All right, guys. So I went to the cafe this morning. I reviewed today's Spanish football dailies for you. Obviously, I'm looking, for things to do with Ibrahima Konate and Real Madrid, although I personally think he's going there anyway, regardless of what is published or not. You can see behind me that Marca had a 2-page spread about our boy Jota today, which I thought was a very nice touch ahead of tomorrow's game. I've been watching, and reading things to do with Atlético Madrid ahead of the game. What I can tell you from my notes here, they have several players out. I'm sure you know this. I wrote about it yesterday. Thiago Almada, Jose Maria Gimenez, Alex Baena, Julián Álvarez is out. Johnny Cardoso also. David Hanco is available. There was doubts over him. So, they've got quite a few injury problems as we approach this game. Now, what I want to speak to you really about in this video is Álvarez's agent has been talking about Liverpool and his client. I'll get straight to the quotes. These came out, I think, yesterday. They weren't in the papers today or anything like that. But as it's as we're about to play them, I thought I would mention it. Fernando Hidalgo has been quoted as saying there were no official offers from Liverpool to sign Julián last season, and everything that has been said in this regard is false. Last summer, there were no offers because Atlético de Madrid didn't want to sell the player, so negotiations didn't take place, okay? This isn't to be confused with recent reports that said Liverpool were interested in Álvarez, doing a swap deal possibly with Luis Diaz at the time. This is when he was at Man City. However, since he's gone to Atlético Madrid, he continues to be linked with us a few times. I think wishful thinking more so on our part, the fans' part, especially when we were looking at getting rid of Darwin Núñez and stuff like that. I have some notes here. Liverpool widely linked with Álvarez since his transfer to Atlético in August 2024. Rumours have persisted through multiple transfer windows, fueled by Álvarez's strong performances, including 29 goals in his debut 2024-25 season. I think it was March 25. What's this here? 24. Let's go back to 2024. Álvarez's agent confirmed Liverpool's interest in him in 2024, but he confirmed this in March 25. I do apologise. So in March 25, he said, Liverpool were interested in the previous summer, and that prompted renewed speculation after his successful start at Atlético. Reports suggested Liverpool were monitoring him as a potential striker option, with swap deals involving Darwin Núñez proposed as a bargaining chip. Atletico's sporting director Carlos Bucero dismissed rumours of an official offer from Liverpool, calling them just rumours and emphasising Álvarez's importance to the project. Between May and June of this year, there was heightened speculation. Álvarez reportedly dropped hints about his future, including comments on being happy at Atlético, but amid reports of meetings between clubs. The Atlético president, Enrique Cerezo, firmly stated Álvarez would remain our player. In fact, I think he said he will die at this club or something like that, or, he'll never leave this club, in other words. While manager Diego Simeone acknowledged interest from Liverpool, Arsenal, Barcelona and PSG as logical, given his form. The media floated swap ideas such as Núñez for Álvarez, as we previously discussed, with former Liverpool player Didier Mann calling it a deal that would make a lot of sense. Álvarez was valued over £80 million, matching Atletico's initial outlay. The ongoing rumours since then, August, September 2025, revelations emerged that Liverpool had proposed a Luis Diaz swap for Álvarez back in 2024, before his Atletico move. But Man City rejected it over rival sales policies. And ahead of the Champions League clash between the teams, Álvarez has hinted his focus on Atletico, but was again tied to Liverpool in transfer chatter. Clearly a player that Liverpool like. But what I must say is, what I have noticed, from following the Spanish football days, about a year now for you guys, is his agent, he's a bit of a shit stirrer, I think. There's like, he's always like, he kind of like leaves the door open. It's always like, you never know, that might happen kind of thing. Which pisses Atletico Madrid off. We've discussed it many times before. Atletico Madrid, the big cheese there, coming out and saying he'll die at this club. We're going to build, the entire team around him. He's going to be a captain. He's going to be this, that. He's going to be everything. Followed up with things like, but we'll never match the Premier League wages. That's something we'll never do, which is kind of a, biting back at the agent who seems to be, like I say, always shit-stirring and making it sound like his client's available. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I think the president hit back and said, well, we're never going to pay Premier League prices, wages sort of thing. A lot of the chatter here in Spain about Álvarez is that if he was to leave Atletico Madrid in the future, it would be to Barcelona. But obviously Barcelona are fucked financially anyway. I think that's the agent. If he had a say in it, I think he would be trying to move his client to Barca. I don't know about you, but I've never thought that Álvarez would be back in the Premier League. I've never seen Liverpool as a possible destination for him. Anyway, basically this video is just to tell you that his agent, has mentioned Liverpool, but said, no, there was no offers for him or out like that. But like I say, his agent's always talking about, his client and this might happen, that might happen. But then, obviously always finishes with, but he's at Atletico Madrid. And I think Atletico Madrid get a bit sick of it. The good thing is, he's not going to be involved against us tomorrow. All right, guys, so I'll leave you with that. I don't think there's anything else to add, really. Obviously, I've given you a little bit of, an update on what's happening with their players. There was something, I did put this out on social media earlier. The account is at Cop Talk on X and Cop Talk on Facebook as well. I'll just quickly go to the Cop Talk VIP members website. It was Atletico's new signing, Nico Gonzalez. Basically, he was commenting on, he did an interview. I think it was a 2-page interview. And he was commenting about the Liverpool game. So he's hit the ground running with a dream debut against Villarreal. And now he's set his sights on Liverpool in the Champions League. Scored on his debut and says the manager's trusting him has given him huge confidence. And the reporter said, now the Champions League starts and Atletico face Liverpool, a club that has spent millions more than anyone else in Europe. Does that intimidate you? And Gonzalez says, no, we know the kind of players Liverpool have and we know they play in what many call the best league in the world, the Premier League. But no, it doesn't intimidate us. On the pitch, it's 11 versus 11. Anything can happen in 90 minutes once the whistle blows. We have to give everything, leave our lives on the pitch to bring a positive result from Anfield. And the reporter followed up with, what is this Atletico capable of? Can you fight for all the trophies? And Gonzalez replied, we have to take it day by day, game by game. We can't look too far ahead. Right now, we just have to focus on Liverpool, then think about the next match, step by step. Now, let's have a look here. He's 27 years of age. He was brought in on loan from Juventus with an obligation to buy, which is set around 32 to 35 million euros if certain conditions are met. And obviously he did score on his debut against Villarreal and instantly won over the fans. All right, guys, so there's a bit for you. Let me know what you think about tomorrow's game. Are you looking forward to it? Yeah, what do you think? I'm feeling a bit confident, man. I got to be honest, but you never know. Let me know, guys, all right? I'll leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, if you found it informative, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Your comments are important, it gives me something to look at when I'm sat on the loo. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, there is a love heart under the video. It's called the Super Thanks. I always give a shout out to anyone that supports me via that, on my morning briefings. There is a morning briefing available online right now on my other YouTube channel, Duncan Oldham. The link to that channel is in the video description, and it will also pop up on the screen around now. Okay, so I'll be live at 6 tonight, UK time. If you want to come along for a natter, yeah, that's it. All right, guys, a little bit for you there. I've got a few more things coming up for you. It is quiet, to be honest with you, but we've got an exclusive coming up. We're going to take a look at that, and I'm sure there's something else. All right, guys, see you in a bit.